Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Casting Couch. Just kidding. Welcome back to Mike's Money Move, guys. We like to talk about making money and saving money. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Mike, as I mentioned, and basically I'm flipping couches for a full-time living. So this is something that I've been doing a little bit, so I wanted to answer a couple of questions for you guys, just so you guys know a little bit about what you need to do. So firstly, this episode we're going to talk about the right vehicle for flipping furniture. We're gonna go now. Alright guys, if you guys are anywhere trying to obviously make a little bit of money, make a side hustle, and obviously use a vehicle to get you to and from, I'm going to be answering what I think is going to be good and what vehicles you need to do so. And obviously it's going to depend on so many other different things as well. And I'll go through a couple of pros and cons, so let's begin. So first things first guys, if you guys want to get into flipping furniture, it's obviously going to depend on what type of furniture you guys are looking for. So first things first is finding out what you think you're going to be good at getting, and obviously depending on the type of vehicles. So not everyone can go out and buy a car, buy a ute, buy a van, things like that off the bat. So obviously you're going to be using your car. So it's going to be a massive advantage if you guys have maybe even an SUV to even start you guys off on your journey flipping furniture. But even if you don't, that's perfectly okay as well, because there are some furniture things that you guys can pick up to start flipping. So let's start off with the first one as well. So the first one is going to be a car. So that's right, I'm sure most of you guys have a car, right? And you guys want to make a little bit of side income. Basically, all you guys really need to do is go out and pretty much use a car to do so. So the best thing to do is obviously with the car, it's going to obviously be very limited to what you guys can pick up. It's going to depend on what size your car is, and that's going to depend on how much space you have for the type of furniture or whatever type of item it is to obviously flip in general. So let's just go with the basics and then say you've got a hatchback or you've got a sedan, for example. So if you guys are going to be picking up items, you can only pick up certain things that you think that can fit. Obviously go back to the manufacturer, have a look online to see what sort of weight and size you have in your vehicle with the seats down, because that's going to obviously help you as well. And that's going to depend on what you guys can pick up. So to start off as well guys, I'll give you guys a bit of a journey of how I started off originally. So it came pretty much from things at home. There was things there that we never sort of used. It was sitting in the garage and just lying around. So I thought, you know what, if you guys aren't going to use it and it's just going to sit there, I may as well try and make a bit of money for it as well. So cars and hatchbacks are perfect for picking up small items. So you can sell things like lamps, you can sell things like tables. So when I say tables, I mean things like side tables, little chairs, stools, little bar fridges, things like that as well to start you guys off, depending on what you guys obviously want to sell. Even like table lamps as well, stuff like that. So if you got things that are sort of that sort of size, you can definitely sell. So you don't have to go out and look on certain websites to look for things that are for free. Start looking around in your house. So that's going to be my first advice, guys. If you guys have any furniture that's outside, that's sitting in your room, that's been piling up dust for ages, guess what? That's money sitting there doing nothing. So you may as well do that as well, guys. But obviously, let's go through obviously some of the advantages. Obviously, you can sell whatever you want. You can have, it's your own vehicle, so you don't need to go out and buy one. And obviously, it's going to be making you guys money realistically, because it's going to be free to do. So, and obviously the advantages I'm sure you guys are aware of is going to be the space. So obviously, depending how big your vehicle is and how much space it has, it can only load so many different things as well. So if you wanted to go out and sell a massive dining table, guess what? It ain't gonna fit. So that's going to be one of the main biggest disadvantages in having that. But having a vehicle, again, instead of them coming to you to pick it up, you can even drop it off for them as well. All right, let's go with number 2. So guys, number 2 is going to be the next main one as well. A lot of people have started using this and doing this as well, guys. It is going to be a ute or a pickup truck. So if you guys don't know what a ute is, it's the same thing as a pickup truck. Basically, it is a car that has a nice massive tray at the back where pretty much you can put things in. You'll see a lot of tradies have these sort of vehicles. You see a lot of people who obviously are in a trade really, who have sort of these things as well. And you can use this to your advantage as well. So all those tradies out there, all those young apprentices who need a little bit more cash, because we know how shit the money is, and working in a trade as an apprentice, you know you can make an extra couple bucks doing it this way as well. This is definitely going to be a massive starter for you guys as well. You can use this to start anywhere at any time, guys. So I definitely recommend getting a pickup truck or a ute. So these are a staple when it comes to flipping furniture. If you have this, you're ready to go, set, started any single time. So a pickup truck is awesome. Again, it's going to depend on the size of how big the tray is and what you guys can obviously pick up. Obviously the advantages is you can pick up things such as beds, you can pick up bed frames, you guys can pick up couches, you guys can pick up tables as well. And that's going to be a massive thing for you guys as well. That's where you guys are going to generate most of your money. Obviously go out and do your research. You do need a couple things to make sure everything's all good to go, but the possibilities are endless with a pickup truck or even a ute itself. So you guys can pick up anything you guys want. There are disadvantages, as I mentioned. So disadvantages of doing so is obviously wear and tear on the vehicle is going to be a common one. So if it's a trade vehicle, you don't really care, so it doesn't really matter. But obviously main disadvantages is if you don't have the right equipment, things can go very, very wrongly. So having the right equipment to be able to strap these down and make sure they leave and come in good condition is going to be a massive thing as well, guys. So if you've got a pickup truck, if you've got a ute, the best things for you guys to do is you need a strap. First things first is a strap. If you don't have strap, you need rope, and you need to tie that motherfucker down real tight. Basically, the last thing you need to do is pick up an item or sell an item while you're driving somewhere and for it to fly out. And trust me, it definitely has happened before, and I've seen it firsthand. So please make sure you have the right equipment. So straps are going to be the first thing. Ropes, if you've got that as well. Depending on obviously what type of item you guys are picking up, it's going to depend on how you're going to strap it down. There are plenty of videos on YouTube, guys, so make sure to check some of these out as well to show you guys exactly how you're supposed to strap them down. Second disadvantage or advantage is obviously you'll need some sort of tarp as well. So you might need a little bit of money if you don't have these things already. Definitely get a tarp, or definitely get some sort of cloth or rag, or even an old like a rug, even if you have one of those. So definitely will help you guys out with the journey. Won't damage certain items, things like that as well. But obviously the main downside really is just wear and tear in the vehicle, and it's going to cost you a little bit more gas. So obviously these being a bigger vehicle, they do use a lot more petrol or gas, if you like. So that's going to be another factor as well if you're going to be picking something up very far away, or even dropping something off very far away. So that's going to be the big disadvantage. But the advantages of all of this, guys, is that the possibilities are endless. Again, you can have heaps more money to be made. There are so many people on YouTube right now making hundreds, if not thousands of dollars picking up things with a pickup truck or even a ute, and just making extra money on the side. And some of them are even doing it full time, just like I am as well. So that is my vehicle number 2. Alright guys, next vehicle is number 3. We have a 4-wheel drive. So guys, if you guys know what a 4-wheel drive is, it's basically a bigger type of vehicle. They're one of those 4-wheel drives you can take off-roading, things like that as well. Basically, that's going to be the next vehicle you guys can basically use. So 4-wheel drives are going to be exactly the same as an SUV. It's all going to depend on how big the physical size is. But in terms of obviously the 4-wheel drive, the massive advantage that 4-wheel drive has is its loading capacity. So when I mean loading capacity, that basically means that the amount of weight that the vehicle can hold to carry an item. So they are known to obviously carry so much heavier things. So if you are niche in a certain sort of area when it comes to flipping furniture of some kind, you can pick up one of those heavy items without having to worry about your car not being able to fit it. So a lot of people have heavy items like dining tables. You've got those big quality dining tables, you have those marble tables, marble bench top, stuff like that. Well, those really heavy items, you'll know you can carry those with ease. So that's going to be a massive advantage with the 4-wheel drive. And obviously being 4-wheel drive as well, you can obviously go out to off-roading and places that are a little bit less road type, more off-roading, more dirt roads, more gravel type of roads. So if you're picking something up in a rural sort of area, your vehicle won't have any issues, and it's obviously going to work very well. But disadvantages of using a 4-wheel drive, again, is going to be the fuel and the gas. So that's going to obviously wear and tear on that. If your suspension isn't right as well, obviously that's going to affect the vehicle and how it works. And the last thing you need is your vehicle not to be working while you're picking up these furniture. So that is also another big thing. Okay, lastly but not leastly, we have number 4, and this is what I use personally as well. You buy a van. So guys, if you guys already have a van, then you guys are sweet to go. If you're a courier driver, if you're a delivery driver of some type, if you have a van lying around as a trade, guys, guess what? You've got an advantage, a huge advantage. So having a van, obviously we all know how vans are. Everyone uses vans all the time. Basically, vans are one of the biggest vehicles you can use to pick up any item with ease. So Obviously the vans are going to be something that's going to be around quite often. If you can't afford a van, try and buy a second-hand van if you can, or borrow one if you can as well. I bought my van for roughly about 6 grand in a second-hand automatic, which is fine, which is great for me because obviously I don't have to worry about you know, driving around manual uphill, stuff like that, especially with a car that doesn't have a lot of power. So van's gonna be very handy. You can fit up so many things, guys. If you guys have a watch of my videos flipping furniture, you'll see me use this van non-stop. And this is how I pick up things. So it did cost me a little bit of money up front. That's gonna be a bigger disadvantage, but if you already got one, then you're winning. So make sure you obviously go out and check your obviously weight and obviously the size of the van as well. That's going to depend on what you can and can't pick up, just like any other cars and the vehicles. It depends what you want. So my particular van as well, I've got a Toyota Hiace. It's like a Toyota Hiace, but it's called a Toyota Town Ace. It's basically a mini version of the Hiace. I'll put up a photo just here for you guys so you guys can see. And basically it's like a minivan slash van put together in one. So it was right in the middle. So it's been perfectly fine for me. It's done the job for me for what I had to do, and I picked up so many different things, but it has its limitations because of its size. So there are a certain amount of couches that I can't pick up, and sometimes mattresses and bed frames can be very difficult to put in all in one go if they are not disassembled. So that can be a disadvantage as well if you buy a minivan or a small van. Quick little backstory for you guys, so you guys if you guys don't know. So guys, I'm going to keep this very simple for you guys, just so you guys can see if that hopefully didn't cut out for you guys. But basically, that's a gist of the type of vehicles that you guys will need to flip furniture. So I really hope this really helped you guys as well to find out if this is the right sort of journey for you. If you guys are just getting started, my biggest advice for you guys is to get started. So just get out there, pick up something, go into your room, go into your parents' room. Don't take things that's obviously not going to work.
He's stealing! He's stealing!
And take things that they need. So make sure to obviously ask your family, your parents, and whoever's using that item, are you guys using it anymore? Can I get rid of it for you? And obviously go out and sell it. That's going to be the best way to start it for you guys. So a short little recap for you guys is, if you have a small car, it's going to be difficult to pick up big items, but you can sell small items and deliver them. If you've got a medium-sized ute pickup van, you can pick up pretty much everything. Downside is if the weather hits rock bottom, if it starts to rain, guess what? If you don't have a tarp, she's pretty much going to be wet. So that's going to be another disadvantage for you guys as well, and it being exposed. If you've got a van, that's going to be the next option for you as well. Everything is covered, you're pretty much good to go. But the base price to start off with the van is going to be very, very expensive. But before I even finish this video, I want to explain to you guys is that you're not going to be without a vehicle in this video.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So I have been using this company for a very, very long time. If you guys have not seen my previous videos as well, I use a company called Car Next Door. If you guys don't know what Car Next Door is, it's basically like an Uber, right? So you pay money for someone to drive you around, but you're actually paying somebody who's privately borrowing their car or hiring their car out for you to purchase, to borrow, to use during that time. So basically, Car Next Door is basically using your neighbor's car, paying them a bit of money, and then returning it for a cheaper fee. So Car Next Door is a lot cheaper in terms of borrowing vehicles. So I'm sure you guys have heard of Thrifty and not all those other, you know, car lenders and stuff like that. But basically, you can borrow a car for cheap prices and you can pick up certain items. So let me give you guys an example. Say you guys want to go pick up a couch, right? Say it's $1,000 couch that they bought a couple years ago that they're now giving away for free because they're moving to a different area and they can't bring it with them. So say you wanted to pick this up because you know the value of the couch, and then obviously you know that it's going to be worth a bit of money to pick up, even if you make a couple $100 from it. So what you guys can do is hop onto Car Next Door, search for a van or search for a ute that's going to be enough to obviously pick up this item. Obviously a van's going to be the easiest option because you don't have to worry about borrowing straps and ropes if you don't already have them. Borrow it for that time. It may cost anywhere between say $50 to $100 for the initial pickup, and that's obviously going to depend on obviously how far it is, things like that as well. And once you do pick it up, you can post it up for sale, and then if it sells for say $200-300, guess what? That's $200-300 profit for you guys just for picking up this one item, and you didn't have to go out and buy a van. So that's a nice quick little hack for you guys as well. If you guys want to go out and get vehicles, if you don't have friends who have vans that can't give it to you, if you don't already have one already, you can actually hire them for a fraction of the price, even at an hourly rate as well, which is absolutely crazy, guys. So I thought I enjoy giving you guys this video as well, so I hope you guys really do like it. It's just a little perspective if you guys are getting into flipping couches, flipping furniture, things like that as well, just to give you guys an idea of what you need if you're going to decide to go this route. And guess what? It definitely does pay off because it's worth it. If you have something lying around, it is money sitting there doing nothing. So get out there, start selling things, start posting things up everywhere. Gumtree, Facebook, eBay, you know, Depop, even if you want to, with your clothes and stuff like that. But I hope this video helped you guys. Make sure to give it a like. My name is Mike from Mike's Money Moves. We like to talk about making money and about saving money. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.